Okay, we're going to do the overview of the inside first. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat here so we can get a little bit better look at the front seat. I don't think there's anything too amazing here. The hood release is right down here, just to the front left as you're sitting in the passenger seat. There's also a brake release down there if you set the emergency brake, which would probably be a smart thing to do at night, especially if you're on any kind of an incline. I'll show you the leveling blocks outside here in just a little bit, but I think that'd be smart. Up here is the backup camera. To set that, you've got to put this in the outlet here so that it gives it some power. I leave it out because it does drain the battery. I don't think it would do it overnight for sure, but it would do it over a period of time. And so I just plug it in when I need it. When you do use it, it goes on and off just by touching this button right in the middle here. And you can see back behind you. I wouldn't really trust the yellow, green, red backup things because I've got the camera set off to the left-hand side with the driver's license plate, but it does give you an idea. As to this, there is a button here that you can click or unclick for towing. It seems like the engine is more responsive if you unclick it. It says to go ahead and keep it clicked all the time. You know, when it's the default when it comes on, it's in tow mode, which I think is because it's a little bit of a heavier load. Obviously, we're not towing anything. But you're welcome to try it both ways and see what you prefer. It does have cruise control and that sort of a thing. As I mentioned before, I really think like a super safe speed for it is a maximum of 65. You'll see, it'll get comfortable up to 75, but just be really, really mindful of maybe doing the 5-second rule following people instead of the 3-second rule because it's super sluggish slowing down. The other thing is just kind of really being aware of signs as you're going in kind of a twisting, turning sort of road, that you don't end up where you have to like take an immediate left or slow down really, really quickly because you do have a lot of weight up high. And so it kind of feels like, if you're trying to take a corner a little bit too quickly, that it doesn't feel completely stable on its wheels. So anyway, slower's better. It's a road trip, so you're wanting to enjoy the road. So I would say just, slow and steady is the way to go. You can always switch off drivers and somebody take a nap or whatever. So do it that way. Okay, over here, I do have this thing to do a Bluetooth music. So you click it in here, and then you're going to press the power button. When it's blinking blue here, it means that there's that it's broadcasting for Bluetooth. You can look it up, and I can't remember what it is. It's like MBS 1500 or something like that. Anyway, it won't run and charge at the same time. So there are bunches of cords here to charge, so you can charge it, and then I think it's good for 4 or 5 hours. But if you're wanting to Bluetooth connect to the music, that's what you need to do, and then you just press the auxiliary here, and you're good to go. So that's that one. I'll probably take my reading glasses out of here, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's see. I think that's it. In here, of course, is registration, insurance, that sort of a thing. So, God forbid you have a situation with that. That's there. Over to the side here, I've got some quarters in here if you want to use them for cleaning stuff. I've got some gloves down here for the sanitation system. Like anytime you're going to do the dump of the sewage system in gray water, I recommend putting those gloves on. Back behind here, I've got a couple of different things. One of them is just the broom and the dustpan. But then back over here as well is this little thing which you're going to need to put the awning out at night if you decide you want an awning. Let's see here. Okay. So over on this side's the TV. I think it does a pretty good job of twisting and turning however you're going to need it. This, you'll plug all the different things in here that you need to run whatever you're wanting, the PlayStation, the TV. And then you're going to take the cord, and the cord hooks up over on the other side over here, right back behind here. So that's where that plugs in. The generator has to be on. to run anything that requires 110, so alternating current. So the generator has to be on, and I'll show you back over here. The generator, you're just going to press this to start, and we'll see if you can hear it here. Oops, down here. You can hear that come on. Takes a little bit. Don't be afraid of, like, you know, pushing the button down there a little bit longer. But then once that's on, then the TV can come back on, and then you're good to go. The controls for the TV, it requires a Roku control, and it's up here in a little bag right over on this side. So just know that there's some DVDs, video game, that sort of a thing up there as well. So that's that. I usually put shoes and stuff underneath here. There's not a lot of storage, but it's a good shoe place. Underneath here, to get this up, you may actually need, I put some oil on it so it's a little bit easier, but it may take going out into the toolbox, which I'll show you outside, getting a hammer to knock this up so that you can get this free. But that comes out, and then you store it right down here. It says table leg storage. So you store that down there at night. Then this just kind of folds down right to here. The pads come out to form a nice little bed here. And then I've got this one up here to give you a little bit extra back support. It's got memory foam in it, so that's nice. The speakers over here work on both sides. If it's on back over here, then it'll play back here as well, so that's good. It's got some additional ports up here, and it's even got a USB charging port up here as well, so that works. Up in here, I store both of the camp chairs. This is a nice little vacuum cleaner. I've just got some glue in here as well for some different projects that I'm working on, so don't worry about that. Some puzzles, and then a puzzle mat so that you can roll it up at night and put it away, which is back over here. There's a yoga mat up here. The table, which I've got right out here, rolls up, and it goes up in here as well. Let's see here. This, pretty self-explanatory, you know how these work, but you're basically going to press it in, turn it a little bit so that the propane starts running, and then the lighter is right here in this first drawer. Then when you go, you just want to make sure that it's flat. The flat portion here is up, and then you know that that's set. If for some reason that gets stuck, I've got some pliers in the toolbox that you can use if you're finding that you can't get it turned back off. I've had that problem one time, but most times there's no problem at all. In terms of things in here, I've put the water, extra water down here. There's nothing really wrong with the water that comes through here, but it's not really considered fresh water. I mean, like drinkable water. It's more for washing your hands and that sort of a thing. And so I've got these 2.5 gallon ones, which I recommend. So I'd suggest that up there just, you know, for drinking, but then for the rest, you can just use the thing here. I'd also turn on the water pump right here. That just puts some pressure in the line, and it doesn't run all the time, just when it needs pressure. So then when it's set, then you can turn it on here, and it'll run just fine. If for some reason you're like, oh my gosh, there's no pressure in there, it's probably because the water pump isn't turned on. Well, we're at this panel. I'll also talk about these level tests here. So if you press over here, then the major things that you need, it just kind of gives you an idea what's in there. So the gray water, it shows that we don't have much. The black water, so the gray water is anything that comes from the sink or the shower. The black water is from the toilet. And then the fresh water is the one that I'll show you outside that you just hook up with a water hose. The LP gas is your propane, and then the battery, of course, is the 12-volt battery hooked up over there. So you just kind of see how you're doing. When it gets up to 2/3 or certainly full, you're going to want to dump or get, if we're out of gas, you can hook up the get some more propane gas at many gas stations, but you can look that up online and it'll see where it's at. This counter right here is just counting how many hours the generator's been running. And then the water heater, you just turn on right here. You'll hear the propane click on when you do that. It takes about 20 minutes to warm up water. So before you shower, or if you're going to just wash your hair in the sink down there, you want to give it about 20 minutes to heat up before you use it. Now pause here a second.